I'm an attorney. I represent about 90 protestants. We provide pro bono legal services for them.
And so they'll be bringing all the uranium slurry down the road here through your backyard.
We work very closely with our clients. Our clients are involved in strategy. They're involved in meetings with regulators. We regard our role as working with the clients, not just working for them.
Back in the 70s, I was in high school. I think that was when I first saw the uranium mining activities. And then all of a sudden it stopped. It went away about 12 years ago. In the paper, it mentioned something that uranium mining was coming to Crown Point again.
For the past several years, Hydro Resources Incorporated have been manipulating our community. They tell the people that there's going to be a lot of jobs.
It's in situ leach mining, injecting chemicals into a groundwater aquifer in order to get uranium. It essentially dissolves the uranium. So what was once a solid mass in a small confined area becomes a big cloud of uranium, arsenic, radium, radon, cadmium, and other just really nasty stuff.
The resource that is at risk is the groundwater beneath those communities.
The drying process is going to be done in Crown Point. The town of Crown Point has 2 elementary schools, a high school. You got a couple of colleges. Most certainly there's going to be some escaping through the air, and people are going to be breathing it, getting exposed to the uranium. That's a huge safety issue for Church Rock and Crown Point.
At this age, you know, I raised my kids and they're going off, and I thought that with the uranium ban, Navajo Nation uranium ban, I thought, well, that's going to stop, you know, it's going to stop uranium mining. But, you know, these uranium companies, they're still standing at the door. So I feel that it's never going to go away. I'm having to give this problem to my children, and they're having to give it to their children. As a mother, you don't want that to happen. You want them to have a long, healthy life.
The amount of water they want to take is 54,000 acre-feet, and that will have enormous consequences. We took the San Agustin water grab case because it's really New Mexico at a crossroads where the population has increased tremendously. There is a very severe drought throughout the Southwest right now. Speculators, international companies, are looking to capture what water supplies we have left and to turn water, which is a public resource in New Mexico, into a commodity to be sold to the highest bidder.
They want to drill 37 wells, maybe 3,000 feet deep, and do whatever with it. It's potentially a big damn deal for the whole area.
Everybody here is very concerned. Priority right now is to have water. Without this group, we'd be lost. So thank goodness we have help.
If your grandparents could have done this, you would be rich right now.
The main issue is whether it's legal to speculate in water, to stake a claim to a public resource and then selling. If they're successful, yes, other speculators will come in because it will be open season.
I had looked out one day and there was an armada of trucks headed down County Road 55A, which is right off Turquoise Trail. Schlumberger was bringing in fracking trucks and fracking chemicals. And so I jumped in my truck, followed them there was a security guard already set up where you could not approach the well site. Ah, you can see it.
That's Black Farrell number one.
It's a capped well now. Tecton Energy is a Houston-based company, and they came in to drill for oil. Come later find out it was mostly for natural gas. And we were shocked when they came in. It was something that landowners had not even anticipated.
Scott Taylor said they fracked it. He begged Bill Dirks at the Genevieve Chavez Center meeting to please install the hospital mufflers for their peace of mind.
The noise you're generating from that well, it's getting in my head. ¿Qué pasó? You promised you were going to do something about that. Nothing's been done. If this is an example of how you're going to treat our quality of life, why should we trust you?
Tecton came in. They're not from here. They thought that they could come in with promises of money and profit and woo this community. They miscalculated.
A lot of us, including myself, did not really want to be what you would call activists or environmentalists. We were just neighbors who were very disappointed with what was happening and felt like we had no power with the county. So the Law Center helped not only give us legal guidance, but give us guidance about how to organize. We were educating ourselves. We ended up being on the front page news. So then Tecton started responding, and they had to have public meetings.
I don't know if there are any county commissioners who are here. Are there? Oh, Commissioner Nye.
Citizens within the community took it upon themselves to then go to the county commissioners, educate the county commissioners. Through this process, they began the oil and gas ordinance, the Santa Fe oil and gas ordinance.
The result was the most protective county ordinance on oil and gas in the country.
And Tecton ended up not developing the oil reserves in Santa Fe rather than go through the scrutiny of a public process.
The community really does have a hand in regulation now. We're not just a lawyer to the people we represent. We're more like a part of the resistance, the part of the movement, that we use the law and litigation as part of a comprehensive strategy for these communities to make some sort of real political and social changes within their communities. The interests and the companies and the industries that these communities are resisting are very well funded, some to the point of having almost infinite amounts of resources.
What you find is that the laws are written entirely for the other side, for businesses, for corporations. They're not written for people.
Without us, the communities we represent generally would not be nearly as effective in their efforts to protect the environment and to protect the health of their residents.
I used to be a shy person, afraid to talk in public, especially with these mining officials talking big words that we don't understand and intimidating people like me. The Law Center help us keep HRI at bay, but they've also made us strong in our minds to be able to stand up to these officials, mining officials, and to tell them no, straight out.
If the Law Center had never come into our lives, I don't think we would have all came together as a group. We wouldn't have made an impact on the Navajo Nation, the uranium ban. Uranium mining would have already started.
If the New Mexico Environmental Law Center was not involved, we would be struggling for direction.
We would be nowhere.
When we stand in numbers and we support each other, knowing that we have, people to back us up, it really makes me feel like we have hope, a lot of hope.